Hello composters, welcome to Soil Palooza. This is Prema Walker. In this video, I will be talking about bulk density. The basic definition of bulk density is weight per unit volume. In the world of compost, we will do our typical compost pile is 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. So 3 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet. In this case, our volume is nothing but the volume of this entire pile. That's 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet. Volume of the pile equal to 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet, which is equal to 27 cubic feet or 1 cubic yard. So this is a cheat sheet. The volume of a basic compost pile that's 3 feet by 3 feet by 3 feet is 27 cubic feet or 1 cubic yard. We consider this 1 cubic yard because of the amount of the material we are composting, and if you are using any equipment, all the trucks and the loaders or the equipment like cranes and sifters, turners and everything, they are standardized in yards, cubic yards. So when measuring the bulk density, we are basically measuring the weight of feedstock in a 1 cubic yard pile. Well, people done a lot of research and they determined that the optimal range is 700 to 1200 pounds. So if you're building a 1 cubic yard pile, the weight of the feedstock, which is your food material, wood chips, manure and water, so everything together, it can be between 700 to 1200 pounds. So by measuring this, you can tweak or adjust your recipe of your compost pile. What happens if this recipe or the bulk density is less than 700 pounds, is that your pile will be dry, very light, but not enough heat, and we need that heat for the microbes. What happens when the pile is more than 1200 pounds? It's going to be heavy, wet, and stinky in some conditions, because if there is so much moisture content and there is no way there is more air or anything, so it's going to go for compaction, and it's going to cause anaerobic conditions that release stinky smell. So we don't want our compost pile for a 1 cubic size that less than 700 pounds or more than 1200 pounds. This is for the compost recipe, like in the beginning of the compost pile. But if you are measuring the bulk density at the end of the compost pile, so you have finished compost and it's 50% moisture content, it should be between like 1000 to 1100 pounds. So there is a range, and depending on your feedstock, that range varies. But this is the cheat sheet here. The optimal weight of material feedstock in 1 cubic yard pile is anywhere between 700 to 1200 pounds. So let's go outside, and I have a simple test we can do in the field by using simple tools. What you need is, number one, compost pile, of course, if you're building one, or finished compost. In this case, I will be using compost pile. I just built a new one. You need a 5-gallon bucket. Number 3, regular scale or a luggage scale if you're on uneven surfaces. Number 4 is a shovel or pitchfork. Shovel is easier, so we will stick with the shovel. So these are the 4 things you need to calculate the bulk density. So let's go outside. So the weight of the empty bucket is showing as 2.02. I'm gonna make a note of that reading, and then I'm making sure the scale is back to 0. First step is to make sure the scale is reading 0, and we are measuring everything in pounds because we will be measuring the bulk density in pounds per cubic yard. So the scale is reading 0 and it's in pounds. We need to measure the weight of the empty 5-gallon bucket. You just hook this up to the handle. The next step is to make sure I already marked the bucket, so I am measuring to 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3 to the 5-gallon mark, which is like this upper lip, and I will be adding material to this. And you want to add material from different parts of your compost pile. If it's an older pile, and if it's a fresh pile, you're just adding that material. You add it to the 1/3 of the bucket. You add it to the 1/3 of the bucket, and what you will be doing is like holding it by the handle, have the bucket at least 1 feet away from the ground, and drop it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That will make sure the material inside is getting adjusted, and we will be filling up to the line 2/3 of the bucket. And we will repeat the same step, which is hold your bucket at least 1 feet away from the ground, and you just drop it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we will be filling it all the way to the 3/3 of the bucket. Repeat the same step. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you can see by tapping it 10 times like that how the compost got adjusted into the bucket and it dropped down. Now we will be filling rest of the bucket. Top it off. don't have to tap it this time, but all we gotta do is like get our scale back. And make sure it's in zeros and reading pounds only. Then you will measure the weight of this bucket filled with material again. It reads 21.99. So the weight of the bucket with filled material reads 21.99. That's for the measuring part, and now all we gotta do is like, and from the experiment I have the, let's keep it lower a little bit, I have the weight of empty bucket equal to 2.02 pounds, whereas weight of full bucket with compost equal to 21.99 pounds. And to measure bulk density, here is the formula. You basically take the difference. So weight of full bucket minus weight of empty one times 40, which is equal to 21.99 pounds minus 2.02 pounds times 40. And what is this will add up to? And let's use the calculator. 21.99 minus 2.02 equal to 19.97 times 40. 19.97 times 40, that is equal to 798.8 pounds. So my bulk density with the recipe I was following, which is like dumping material I have with some wood chips and coffee grounds and adding water, the bulk density of my recipe is 798.8 pounds. So I'm between the optimal conditions. What this means is like if I build a compost pile that's 1 cubic yard, and with all the feedstock I have, my compost pile will have a weight, can hold a weight of 798.8 pounds. Hope you guys enjoyed this video on bulk density, and thank you for watching.